Hello and welcome to my channel. You know, if you were here last week, you saw that I printed out these items for my Ghostbusters diorama playset. And I was looking at painting them, and I was considering sanding them, but I thought, you know, if I'm going to lose some detail, I might as well get something out of it. You know, because especially this piece right here, it's pretty detailed. And I don't know about sanding this piece. So I kind of like did a little research, and I found out that in times past, artists have used something called gesso to get a consistent base for their paint. Now, originally, I guess in the old days, gesso was made out of plaster and glue. I don't know what it's made out of now. It says it's acrylic. I would think it's probably a similar product. It says an opaque matte white ground. Apply to surfaces to seal and prepare for painting. So since it's acrylic, I can use it. It'll be water soluble, and I can use it for my pieces here. So I'm hoping that using the gesso and you know, just some basic paint apps, I can get something that looks close to stone. So I hope you stay with us. It should be interesting. It may or may not work. We'll see. Okay, hang on. Okay, I think I'm just gonna pour this directly out of the bottle. I think that's probably more than enough. I don't know how quickly it dries either, so. Yeah, it has a gluey, chalky consistency. And it applies pretty easily. Now, I don't think I would do this for all of my prints, you know, to seal them and paint them, just because, you know, it's going to give me a texture, and I kind of want that for my stone pieces, but I don't know if I'd want that for, you know, other pieces, especially if you're going to lose a little detail as a result. You know, I've been working on printing some Star Trek prints, you know, like more pieces for my my play set. So I don't think I would use this. Well, we'll see how it works. I mean, maybe I will, but I just can't see myself using it for that, because I'm hoping that it gives me kind of like a stone or like a concrete look. So we'll see. But I will say it goes on pretty easily. I don't know if I'm gonna have to use 2 coats or if 1 coat will be enough. This is my first time using this product. I think this is going to look really good on the dog, though. It looks like I might need 2 coats. I don't know, has anybody out there used gesso before? Any tips you could give would be very, very helpful. I'll go back and repaint the top. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna need 2 coats. So let me let this dry, and then we'll take a look at it and see what it looks like, and we'll go from there. Okay, I'm gonna let it dry. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna take a couple of coats. This is my 2nd coat on my Zuul base. But I really want to have this lit up, so I have these like little bottle lights. You know, it's like for a wine bottle, you just stick that in there and run the wires down so you get some lights in that bottle. It's like a little decorative thing. And I found out that you can actually cut the wire and still maintain the circuit. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my wire here, and I'm going to push it through my Zuul so I can use this as its eye, and I'll probably paint these black so that they don't show. But I really want it to be lit up. And to do that, this wire is pretty thin. I got a little heavier gauge of wire. It's like a craft wire. And I pushed it from the eye into the abdomen. And boy, that was a process. There were all these like little supports in the way. And then I drilled a hole here in the foot, and I ran the wire up to, I couldn't get past, well, I got past there, but I couldn't reach in there with my pliers and pull it out, so I thought the best solution was to drill a hole off to the side so that I can pull it over. There'll be a little bit of an exposed wire there, but I think I can live with that, and I may just paint over it. But that's how I plan to do the wiring. I also drilled a hole in the eye so I could make that a little bit bigger. There were also supports in the way, but I had a hard time figuring out where the supports were, so I actually went back to the file that I printed so I could see exactly what I was up against. You know, after I painted my, or I guess added my second layer or coat of the gesso, I'm pretty happy with the results. I have these really cool little imperfections here. You can see them right there that I think are just going to add to the appearance of stone. So now that I know I'm not going to lose too much detail and I'm going to add some really cool textures, I think I'm ready to paint my my Zuul statue. So I'm just going to go ahead and put some gesso here in my container, and probably I'm going to use 2 coats. You know, it depends. If I start losing detail, I'll stop after the first coat. But I think I'll be okay. And I'm just going to paint around those wires. And when I reach a point where I need to push them out of the way, I will. Yeah, I'm going to give this guy a good, healthy coating of the gesso. About that. And this is going to bring down a lot of those print lines too. I noticed that as well. When I was taking a closer look at it, I couldn't see as many print lines. So I think it's going to have a really good effect on the piece by giving it not only a stone-like appearance, but kind of smoothing out the texture. And you can see I just pushed that little guy out of the way. Now if I have to go back and re-drill that hole, I don't think that's a problem either. But I don't think I'm going to have to, honestly. I'm trying to think about other applications this might work for. I was thinking maybe wood. I've got a rocking chair that I'm working on for a really creepy build, and this might be a good thing to get rid of the print lines in that chair. And go down to the foot, and again I'm just going to push that wire out of the way, paint around it. Application of this is pretty easy. Have a good container so that you can get an ample supply of it. This is my palette right now. Oops, that. Gotta make sure I can put this on the base and it'll be flat. I guess I can go back and I can sand some of it if I need to. Yeah, if you haven't gotten your 3D printer yet, you know, that PLA printer, I've been having a ton of fun with it. I think I even convinced a Mego pal of mine to pick one up. We'll see. He's got it ordered. I just hope he keeps it. It's kind of, you know, it could be daunting at first, but I told him I'd help him out. I guess just because, you know, Well, actually, the 3D printing, the PLA, not very difficult at all. It's the resin one that's kind of a hard thing to learn, master. I'm not a master yet, but I'm working on it because I really want to paint my own heads. I mean, I'm sorry, print my own heads, because there's a lot of stuff out there. Oh yeah, that's gonna look good. Let me get underneath here, and then I can just lay them down and paint from above. Yeah, I'll let you know how it works on wood, or not wood, but a wood type finish. Okay. That's good. Get the rest of them painted. And like I said, I'm going to check them and see if I need 2 coats. I probably do. And if I do, I'll add the second one off camera so that I don't have to put you through that. Yeah, pretty easy to apply. Try not to get too sloppy. I mean, I think I'm being kind of sloppy. Because remember, you want a stone texture. So it needs to be a little bit smooth, I guess. Yeah, that face is looking good. It looks pretty smooth. Oh, missed a spot. So I'm going to let that dry, and I'm going to come back to it. If it needs a second coat, I will tell you. Difficulty getting in that eye. Don't want to lose that detail though. Okay. Oh yeah, this foot right here. This is gotta make sure that's kind of smooth, because that's not stone. That's actually the figure's foot. Okay, let's let them dry and see what we got. You know, trying to get that wire threaded from the eye down to the abdomen was impossible. There were all these supports in the way. You know, I began, I guess, tearing them aside. I had a screwdriver with a longish blade that I used to push the supports aside, but I really wasn't getting anywhere. I really needed to know what the path looked like between the base here, where that hole was, and the eye up here. So I got my model, and the sliced model, and I opened it up using my Creality program. And there's a feature there where you can preview, I guess, the steps in the supports and the building of it. So I clicked on preview, and you get a pretty good idea of what the piece looks like. I'm going to take it down from the beginning up to the end. So let me just go ahead and make sure it's on each step, and no, not each step. I want this on each layer. And I'm going to go ahead and start. And you'll see that it's starting to build it. The feet, right? And you'll see that there's like these little baffles right here that go from this little center part, which is going to be the hole in the abdomen. It should pop up in a second. There it is. And let me stop it right there. And you can go back and forth with this little feature right here. But there's a little hole in the abdomen, and you see that coming this way, there's like, I guess, little, like 5 little baffle sections that you got to get through. And I was pulling them apart with my screwdriver pretty effectively, but I really needed to figure out what was going on up here, because I needed to get that screwdriver into the skull and pull back, you know, where that eye socket was. So I kept playing, and you'll see it's coming up right now. You'll see the jawline begin to form here. Then you know you're kind of close. You'll get the jaw and the rest of the mouth that starts to appear. Let me make it a little quicker. Oh, there. Let me just. I guess I can take it this way. And I'm looking for the eye socket. I passed it. Let me pause it. There we go. There are the eyes that are forming. Right about there. There are the eyes. So you can see that I needed to push my screwdriver up here and then just pull away this way towards the center. And then I tried to scrape back as much material as I could so that I could kind of like see some daylight between the abdomen and that eye. And having this, I guess this preview really helped out a lot, because I was able to kind of like figure out how much I was going to have to pull apart and where it was going to go and how I was going to pull it back. So this was really helpful for me. I hope it's helpful for you. But if you're using your Creality print program, there's a lot of features to it. I'm going to try to figure out as many as I can, because I'm really happy with my PLA printer. Okay, I think I'm going to get away with one coat on the statue itself. I've got some good buildup of texture. Oh, it looks like I missed a spot. I'll have to go back and fix that. But it looks like I got some good buildup of texture and some good coverage there. So I think one coat on the statue would be fine. And then 2 coats on the architectural pieces. Here's the base. And I'm going to go outside and get them primed. I have this like gray primer that I picked up over at Walmart. And so I'm going to go ahead and cover those pieces with a gray primer, and we'll take a look at the next step. The next step is to take your gray paint. In this case, I'm using pewter gray to cover the pieces. That way you can get into some of the areas that the paint might have missed. I think this pewter gray is a really good color for the stonework. So I'm going to paint all these pieces in this pewter gray, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to do a wash. Now, since I have so many pieces and I'm going to be using a lot of wash, I don't want to use up my expensive Nullen's oil. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to make a wash, and I'll show you guys how to make your own using just some black paint, a little soap, and water. You know what, that Zuul statue is really going to come out well. This paint's really going to bring out some of the details in there. It's a good color. Okay, I'm going to finish painting the other pieces in this pewter gray. Let them dry so I can get them washed. But that's basically what you got going on there. Alright, I'll be back. I'm going to paint them all, and I'm going to prepare a wash. Alright, the last item to be painted is my Zuul statue, and then I'll get to my wash. I'm interested to see how this is going to turn out. You know, so far, not a big deal painting it. Everything's been super easy. I've even used the same brush for everything. I think the wash is really going to make this pop. Looks like I'm running out of that paint. I'll have to go to Walmart and go get another little bottle. There's going to be a couple of steps on this. I'm going to have to paint the, not fleshy parts, but here where he's breaking through the stone, and over here on the eye. I'm going to have to match the paint color to a toy that I picked up. And I think I'm going to do the wash first, because I can paint over the darkened areas with black and use like a flesh wash for the exposed pieces, or maybe an Agrax Earth shade. Yeah, it's coming along nicely. Yeah, it really has a look of stone. That gesso is pretty cool. Okay, I think I'm almost done with this guy. Oh, missed the back feet. I'm going to let this guy dry, and I'm going to go and get my toy and try to match the colors for the fleshy parts. But first, I think let's wash him. He's got to be completely dry though before you wash him, so that you don't get any like the colors don't bleed. You get those good crisp lines for the detail. Okay, I'm going to let him dry. Be right back. Okay, to make my wash, I'm going to need a couple of things. I have about 4 or 5 tablespoons of water here, and I'm going to just dip my brush into some black that I have. I have this jet black, and I'm going to actually let me use the bottle, because I'm going to need a little bit more on my brush. That's probably enough. Okay, so it looks kind of black. When I bring it out of the water, it has a pretty good good color to it when the drops fall. And then the last part of my wash is to take some of the soap. I have a little bar soap here, and I'm going to get this nice and frothy and dip it into the water. Because you don't use too much soap. That's probably more than enough, because you don't want to have a lot of bubbles in it. Okay, now that I've got that done, I'm going to take my piece. You know, I might need a little more black. Let me dip my brush in there again. You can keep going back and forth until you get the consistency that you want. You don't want it to be too dark though. Well, I don't know, it depends on, oops, sorry about that. Yeah, I guess it depends on what you want the piece to look like when you're done. See, that's kind of the consistency I want. And I want it to pool down here at the bottom so that you get really a neat looking stone look. Maybe in between those lines. Yeah, get it in there. And especially down at the bottom where you have these like ridges. So that's a wash. I always use way too much wash, I think. Oops, I missed a side. But I do think that's the consistency that I want. Oops, I'll do the top. Just run it down the side. If it streaks a little bit, that's okay. Because guess what? Could be like some weathering. So I'm not too concerned about that. Remember, this piece was outside. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and let that dry, and we'll come back and take a look at it, and I'm gonna do the other pieces as well. All right, now I'm gonna add that wash to the statue. And I'm going to do it quite liberally. Oops, can't see that. There you go. Yeah, I really wanted to get underneath the eyes and in those spikes. Boy, I'm making a mess. Sorry about that. Yeah, I think I used way too much wash. I wanted to get inside the paws. I don't know if you can see that. And I am making a mess. Okay, I think that's probably pretty good. I'm gonna clean up in here before my wife catches me. But yeah, that's my Zuul. I don't want to tilt him back because I got some good coloration here underneath the eyes, and I want to keep that. So let me just let him dry off a bit, and we'll take another look at him. I might have to do some wash underneath, If I do, no big deal. Yeah, looking good. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, I'm going to use something called granite gray now for my dry brush. And I'm just going to squeeze a little bit into a tray. And I'm going to use a big fat brush for this one. Wipe it off. Let me get more off. And I'm just going to lightly dust this pylon. Just so I can accent those ridges down at the bottom. You can see this bringing out like the wash a little bit because I'm not getting into those darker areas. I think this is really going to look really good on the statue. So that's kind of the effect that we're going for. Kind of like that little stony look. All right, now here we go. Let's try this guy. Might be a little difficult because of those wires, but let's give it. Ooh, way too much. Way too much. He has a real gargoyle-y appearance. Wow, look at the face. Back end. Oh, the claws, yeah. Can't forget those. Wow, that guy looks pretty good. Looks like I got a little too much on the spines there. Let me see. I'm gonna try to see if I can bring those down a little bit with my wash. I'm gonna use a real watered down wash. Let's see if I can get those down a little bit. That's better. better stop. I'm making a mess. Wow, he looks good. Okay, I'm going to do the rest of the pieces, and I'm going to come back and try to wire him. I have his base right here. Let's see how he looks on the base. Wow, I think he's gonna look cool. All right, be back. All right, at this time I'm gonna go ahead and wire it. I've got this little light here. I'm gonna push it through. Yeah, I'm gonna push it through this one right here. Get it going. And I'm going to pull it all the way through, that way I have enough slack. Then, let's see, loop it around this, and I think I'm going to bend this back. Okay, hopefully that stays so that I can pull it through. Oops, pulled the wrong one. So as I'm pulling, I'm going to be feeding it. All right, that was pretty easy. Keep going. Okay, good. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. And then bend it back. All right, wish me luck, because if I mess this up, it took me like half an hour to get that wire through. Oh boy, okay. Yay. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it back a little bit. Probably right there. Because at this point, I'm going to take my wire and I'm gonna feed it back in. So all I'm left with is this eye. You know what, I might be encountering another one of those baffles. Yeah, let me do it this way. I'm gonna go ahead and twist these around. That way, maybe I can get it in a little easier. Gotta be careful here, I don't want to break that wire. Right there. Let me flip it on and see what happens. Oh yeah, look at that. Now I'm going to pull the rest of that wire through. And I'm going to glue it down. Oops. Ow. Oh boy, I got too much stuff going on here. Too early to celebrate. So, there he is. I'll be back after I glue him down because I'm going to do some touch-ups. I scuffed up his leg and put a little drop of glue in there. Probably some I'll put some super glue in there. All right, so a little drop of super glue. And then I might as well put some glue on these little spots for his feet. And just let that dry. Okay, I'll be back. All right, here I have my terror dog right next to him. So there's a couple of places on the model that need to be painted, and I'm going to be using this right here. It's called Lead Belcher. And it's a really, really dark silver. Shake it up. And the first place I'm going to put it is right here on the foot. Now there's not a lot of contrast between this and the color that it already is. So that's done. I'm going to go ahead and get his eye. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to wash it. And I'm going to paint that red and this one red. I have to let that one dry, but I can get this other one. Get in there. Grab a smaller brush. And I'm just looking to put a dot on there because I'm going to do a brown wash. Alright, that's got it. So I'm going to leave that, let it dry, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to do the wash. Oh, yeah, and I'm going to finish his toenails because I've got to color those like bone white. Yeah, I might as well paint them while I'm here. I'm going to use my small brush again. And I'm just going to get those tips. This is the most difficult part. As far as painting goes, that was the hardest part. Yeah, that eye looks good. Okay, so let them dry, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to do the wash. I'm going to cover them with my clear coat, and I think we're going to take a look at everything together. All right, at this point I'm adding the washes. I've got Agrax Earth Shade. I put the black wash in his eye, and noticed I wasn't filming, so apologies. But you know, just dropped a drop in there. It's not a big deal. This one's probably going to be a little more difficult. Nope, I did it. I say I'm trying to stay off of the platform. But I'm going to go back and I'm going to do some touch-ups. Okay. Oh, I forgot the eye up there. And this is basically what I did with the other one. Oh no, it wasn't dry. Hang on, maybe I can take care of that. Put a big drop in there and it didn't dry. Making a huge mess. I think I'm gonna have to go back, paint that maybe black, and then fix the area around it with some gray. Yeah, I'm making a mess. I gotta do it off camera because I can't see. Boy, that was a lot of work, but I think it was worth it. I mean, these things look pretty cool. The pylon, I think, is probably the neatest of the pieces. Got the pylon, I mean, hang on a second. Not including this guy. I've also got this cornice piece. And I've got two end pieces actually. If you remember, one of them was a really bad print. It wasn't this one. I think it was this one. See, the gesso really does mask some of the mistakes and the printing lines. It does a really good job, and it gives it like a stone-like texture. You can see some of the printing lines in this particular piece. No, I think those are brush strokes. Oh, maybe right here, yeah. Along that edge right there. Thought I saw some. But overall, I think they look pretty darn good. This guy, though, steals the show. I fixed his eye over there. Fixed that one as well. He just came out great. So, you know, as far as my playset's going, it's coming along, and I can hardly wait to get the rest of it done. I don't know if it's going to be a playset or a diorama, or maybe a little bit of both. You know, I really want to recreate that scene on the rooftop. I've got my my terror dog. I've got you know, Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I'm actually working on a couple of custom Mego Ghostbusters. I'll save those for a later date. I don't know, maybe next week. I haven't decided. But you know, until then, you guys stay safe and be cool. And you know, I'll see you guys real soon. Till then, bye.